What is happening, guys? Jonathan here with another video for Crazy Shadow 303. The day that we've all been dreading as Baggies fans is here. We all knew it was coming. You know, we was hoping we would pull off the greatest of great escapes, even eclipsing the 2004-2005 season when we escaped that time. But with Southampton beating Swansea earlier by 1-0, West Bromwich Albion, after 8 enjoyable years in the Premiership, mostly, West Bromwich Albion have been relegated to the Championship. Who do we blame for that? You know, this is a team who last season, this time last year, was in the top 10. Pulis, you know, he stopped at 40 points. You know, the players stopped at 40 points. It was like they was already on the beach in March and April. You know, well, maybe mostly April. But you know what I'm saying, guys. It seemed to carry on into this season, didn't it? We finished 10th last season. We spent most of it in 8th. We were banging in goals left, right and centre. We were beating teams we should be beating on paper. We even had a few surprises, like the 3-1 against Arsenal. But this season, there was none of that. Up until Darren Moore took charge 5 games ago. There was none of it. The first 2 games gave us, what's the word? False interpretation, false illusions, whatever it is, you know. It gave us false hope because we beat Bournemouth 1-0 first game. We beat Burnley 1-0 first game. And we thought after 2 games we could maybe do what Burnley has done this season and push on for Europe. But none of that materialised. So who do we blame? Do we blame the board? Do we blame Tony Pulis? Do we blame Alan Pardew? Do we blame the players? Personal opinion, all of the above. Every single person that I've just mentioned, all of them. The board, basically because there wasn't enough transfer business or like intentions to get transfers. I'll give you an example. Back in January, when we needed a striker, and I mean we'd needed a striker since August, to be honest, like to back up Rondon and that, they go and get Sturridge. Now, no disrespect to Daniel Sturridge. I have all the respect in the world for what Daniel Sturridge has done. And of course, he did want to get game time, you know, so he could try and get picked for England for the upcoming World Cup. But this is a player who's had more injuries than hot dinners, to be honest. And sure enough, what we were all worried about, 2 games in, and he gets injured. And then we're back to square one. So the board, for allowing that, you know, what was the point? What was the point of us even having Sturridge, to be honest? I mean, no disrespect to Sturridge or Liverpool that let him come to us. Then Pulis. Tony flipping Pulis. What is even worse about this relegation right now is that at the moment, at the same time that we have been relegated, Tony Pulis, he's planning Middlesbrough's playoff campaign. There is a chance that he has done us over. We have been relegated. There is every chance in the world. There's like a 25% chance he could get promoted with Middlesbrough back into the Premier League. How ironic is that? He could get promoted with Middlesbrough, whilst at the same time, you know, when he was in charge for us at the first part of the season, you know, he has contributed to us going down. I never thought I'd say this, but I hope Villa win. You know, and yes, I know a few mates who are Villa fans, and I really hope that Villa, you know, even if they don't win the playoffs themselves, you know, if Derby or Fulham win the playoff outright, I just hope Aston Villa do not let Middlesbrough into the final. I hope Villa gets to that final, to be honest. And that takes a lot for me to say because I'm Albion. And no disrespect to the Middlesbrough fans, you've just inherited him and he seems to have done better. So, yeah. But no disrespect, Borough. Don't really want you, for our own personal reasons, don't really want you to win the playoffs. Because we will be so PO'd if Pulis gets promoted now. Pardew, why he was even appointed in the first place as Pulis' replacement is beyond me. At the time, every Albion fan that I spoke to, it was even in a poll, who would you rather replace Tony Pulis? Almost everyone said Ronald Koeman. You know, he had been sacked from Everton, granted, but everyone said Koeman over Pardew. What did the board do? Go for Pardew. If we'd had Koeman, yes, we may be bottom half of the table, but we wouldn't have been in this situation we were in now. One win in what, 12, 13 games? One win against Brighton. His only high point really was when we defied the odds and knocked Liverpool out of the FA Cup. That was his only saving grace, but it's not enough. We should have appointed, to be honest, if Darren Moore was appointed straight after Pulis, we would never have been in this situation. Never. And I really hope, after finding out today that Darren Moore has won after Darren Moore has won Manager of the Month for April, he's probably the only person to win Manager of the Month and still get relegated on the same day. I really hope they give him the job, because if Darren Moore has the job for next season, we will definitely be one of the favourites to get promoted back up. You know, we will be a force to be reckoned with. Get the right players in, we will definitely be a force in the Championship. Birmingham, Nottingham Forest, Ipswich, Bolton won't stand a chance if Darren Moore stays in charge of us. And that's no disrespect to any of the Championship fans, you know, but we would have a really good chance. We would probably be one of the favourites. Not everyone's going to agree with me, but that's how I feel. That's how Darren Moore, you know, the impact that Darren Moore has had in the last 5 games. We beat Manchester United. We drew against Liverpool after being 2-0 down. And last weekend, we beat Spurs. And then the players have got to look at themselves, especially those 4 that was involved in that whole stupid taxi Barcelona thing. Because instead of thinking about the team, thinking about our future, They decide to go and rob a taxi in fucking Barcelona. And I apologise for swearing. But that's how emotionally charged I am right now. Because all this has contributed to us getting relegated. And in terms of the relegation itself, it was out of our hands. We've been relegated and we ain't even played tonight. You know, it was down to Swansea and Southampton to play their game in hand. We was hoping, we was praying that they would cancel each other out. But to be honest, as per dodgy Swansea defending and Southampton score. So, of course, yes, Swansea hasn't helped their cause, but in the process, it's condemned us to relegation. My only hope is we can go out on a high and beat Crystal Palace on Sunday. That is my only hope. Because one thing, right, if Man City beat Southampton 3-0, for argument's sake, Man City beat Southampton 3-0 on Sunday, whilst at the same time we beat Palace 2-0. This game today has been the reason why we've been relegated. Because we needed this game to draw. We needed Swansea Southampton to cancel each other out. And we needed, you know, if it still counted, we needed a 5-goal swing on Southampton. So if City had beat Southampton by 3-0 on Sunday, and we beat Crystal Palace by 2-0, that would have been the 5-goal swing. So we would have won the goal difference. Hopefully we can still go out on a high and beat Palace. But, you know, there's nothing to play for now. We've just got to focus on next year now. All our international players who are involved in the World Cup, you know, hopefully won't get injured. But they go to the World Cup, they play the World Cup, they come back. And then we focus on getting back into the Premiership. 2018-2019 season, all about getting back for West Bromwich Albion. And that's it, guys. Yeah. Games I'm looking forward to most next season. Obviously Birmingham. If Villa don't get promoted, Aston Villa. I would say Wolves, but they've got promoted as champions, which, you know, they are not going to, you know, we're not going to hear the end of this about how Wolves have won the championship and we've been relegated. Also, personally, I'm looking forward to the Forest games as well, because I know people who support Forest. I know people who support Blues. I know people who support Villa. So those are the three that I'm looking forward to the most next season. That is the only saving grace for being in the Championship, that I get to go and watch them games. And that's it, guys. Sorry, it's not my usual happy-go-lucky video, but of course, as a West Bromwich Albion fan, you know, high emotions today, mostly anger. And yeah, promotion starts here for West Bromwich Albion. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you in another video very soon, and bye for now.